Holy moly, it's 9 o'clock on a Wednesday morning and we are ripping into it. How are we all, folks? I am hoping that this is all coming through nice and clean for you. I am just double checking in the LTV group right now to see if the stream is working. We've cut the crap out of YouTube and we are going to be posting that as a replay back to square one, back to the original plan, and it looks like we are good to go and we are live. Say hello if you're on, and yeah, let's get things rolling. Jesus Christ, week three, and we are flying through it. I have been stoked with seeing some of the engagement that people have been putting out. It has been some pretty blimmin' good stuff coming out from some of you. I've seen some people absolutely getting together and smashing it out when it comes to doing deals, hooking up, having lunch, having dinner. There has been a whole lot going on. So well done, team. Well done. I'm super stoked to see how that is going. Anyway, for me, the last week has been mayhem. I am in the middle of recruiting for a new role here for somebody with Google and SEO experience on that, as well as a whole bunch of new clients wanting to come on board before we put our prices up on the 6th of May. So my head has been going, but loving it. I also, on Monday, was in the middle of filming a new web series called Ask the Experts, featuring John Mabry, Juanita Z, Murdoch Rosemary, and myself, and Luke Ryan. And so there's a whole bunch of questions that members of the public have been asking, business owners and things like that, in and around digital marketing and all of that sort of jazz. And the reason I'm saying that is I would never have picked up any of those opportunities if I hadn't showed up every day and put myself out there on LinkedIn. The Ask the Expert show is a exclusively LinkedIn show, so it's going to be premiering on LinkedIn. There's going to be 3 or 4 episodes over 3 or 4 weeks that'll be driven out of that first filming session that we did on Monday. And then after that, it's going to be syndicated to a bunch of other platforms. So, you know, if you show up every day, if you give unconditionally, if you show value, and you actually give a crap about the people that you're communicating with, things come your way. And that is a massive part of this LTV philosophy, right? Of which you will see when we start looking at the different types of posts. Very rarely is it just all about you. Like with the engagement, what is it? It's about elevating others, adding value, contributing to the conversation, all of that sort of jazz. So if you can do that, people start coming to you. So big shout out to those of you that have approached me this week. Tim, Tim came on the day the program started. We ended up having a face-to-face the other day. We have just signed a deal. We're going to collab on an opportunity with NZTE in June. All sorts of opportunities come from giving, and adding value to your network. So let us rip into it. Let's kick off with questions. Let's make sure that if you've got any questions in and around the 4 types of posts, even if it's around the engagement or your profile stuff, chuck them in the comments. Make sure you say hi so I can see who's on the call, and we will go from there. But we will rip into some of the things in and around the 4 types of posts. Really important, all right? Really important to actually have that breadth of content, so that you're not just pushing things out all the time that is exactly the same. You know, a post yesterday that I did. I'm the marketing guy on LinkedIn, but I've got a wealth of experience in business, and the post that I did yesterday was in and around performance management of staff that aren't going out there and performing to their best. How do we actually manage performance of those staff? So, from a marketing guy, why would I be posting that? Because you need to mix your content up, and it's around the value that you can add to your community, not just about sell, sell, sell. So for me, that was about a mix between education and story. So let's cover off those 4 posts again, and those 4 types of posts. So I'm just going to bring up some of my notes here. Opening up now. Who else is on the call? What do we got? We got Paul. Hey mate, John. How are you, buddy? You're looking good from here too, man. Paul, I'm going to slap you in the face if you don't do those modules. In fact, I'll revoke your access. So I want a report from you on Friday saying that you've done some of these. I hope this is just you saying that you haven't done the modules from this week yet. That's fine. I'll give you a free pass on that one, man. But there is no point signing up to these things if you just muddle along and don't do it. And I got no problem, absolutely no problem, being blunt about that sort of stuff, because you get out what you put in. So if you haven't been going in and you haven't been going through those modules, do it. Some of it is me talking drivel and you won't get much out of it, but there is always, no matter what you do, there is always going to be some golden nuggets that you get out of these things. So first type of post that we cover off in module 1 of this week is in and around kudos posts. Kudos posts are really important, and they're sort of like let's say they're an extension of your engagement. So remember, when we're talking around engagement, hey Sarah, welcome on. When we're talking about engagement, it's not just about you, and it's not just about you selling yourself. It is about elevating others, and that is what the kudos posts are all about. So a kudos post, if you haven't done the module yet, is really, really simple. It's if you've got a business that you're working with, somebody that you've just met, somebody that's doing something really, really good in your industry that you value the sort of stuff that they're doing. If you've had a meeting with them, I go to probably the nth degree in regards to the far end of the spectrum. I generally tend to get a selfie with them, which might be a bit wanky, but that's just my style. You can get a selfie with them. You can take a photo of the outside of their building. You can put up a screenshot of their logo. You can take a photo of some of the work that they've been doing, or some in situation or actually in action, but make the post around them. So kudos is as it sounds. Kudos post is very, very much around elevating that other person. So, for example, if I say, I'll use you as an example, Paul, next time I'm down in Hamilton, we're going to catch up and we're going to get a photo together. And then I will put a post up there saying, absolutely loved catching up from Paul from the Driving Mall today. Love what he's doing in and around elevating rugby, taking it to the masses, making it accessible for everybody that's out there, for the common man and the common man touch. This guy really knows his stuff, and he is now making a living out of commentating in social media and creating a brand around himself on this. Big kudos to you, mate. Well done. If you do that, what's going to happen? That person is then going to go, oh, that was really nice. They are going to comment back, and they're probably going to say a few nice words about you, like, hey, it's been great to work with you, great catching up, and things like that. So number 1, you're making them feel good about themselves. Number 2, the engagement continues on, and because you're elevating other people, you still get the brand association and the brand rub off with that, because the other people see, oh, this person's doing really, really good work. Oh, and you've got something to do with them and what they're doing. Cheers, I gave up coffee for 100 days, but I'm back on it, but I'm only having one a day, so bear with me as I take this first sip of this wonderful nectar. damn, that's good, and I made it myself. Anyway, so kudos posts are so important around building those relationships and elevating those other people. Remember, this is the long game. LinkedIn is the long game. If you're here to sell, you're doing it all wrong. So by playing the long game, elevating others, giving them kudos, adding value, then people are going to be attracted to you, and those people are going to start reaching out to you. The second type of post in the second module is around commentary. Now, commentary and education can be seen as very similar, but there is one significant difference. So commentary is around something that is topical and topical today. And believe it or not, it is worth having an opinion on something, And whether it's industry related, whether it's workplace related, whether it is something to do with, dare I say it, the political situation. I'm not massive on the political side of things, but I have been known to make the odd post in and around that if it's something that I firmly believe in. One that I did not that long ago, which is front of mind, is when the organising committee for the Hero Parade decided to ban police officers from marching with them in uniform. And as an ex-police officer, I was actually really, really gutted and disappointed in that, because yes, while there may have been a whole bunch of issues in the past in regards to discrimination, bullying, brutality, and the way that they were treated, I think it is absolutely disgusting, and turned it around the other way, where they were in essence doing that same thing on the gay members of the New Zealand Police Force, that I think we should be fairly entitled to march with them. And I did a post about that, and I thought, well, this is not necessarily about inclusiveness, is it? And so you're completely fine to have an opinion on something, have a commentary. If it's industry related, I'll quite often, if I see something happening, so very, very recently there was Facebook shut down for like, I think it was 17 hours. And so you can have an opinion on that. So it's commentary versus education. And by having an opinion, you're actually, two things are going to happen. Someone's going to agree with you, somebody's going to disagree with you. Either way, it's not necessarily a bad thing, because if you're sticking to your values, and if you're true to yourself, and you're not just being a dick, then people will see that coming through, and it actually adds to, I think it adds to your credibility, it adds to your authenticity. And even if people disagree with you, it's the way that you engage, and it's the way that you have that conversation in the comments below that really matters. I've got one going on at the moment with Mr. Vaughan Winiata. I think we've been backwards and forwards about 15 times in and around this post that I did yesterday around manage up or manage out. And he and I have got absolutely polarizing opinions on this. But what it's done is it's made for a great conversation in the stream, and then other people are adding in their opinions on it, and there are some real gold nuggets that people are adding that's coming out of that conversation and different points of view. Each post, right? I do a video and I use up pretty much all of the 1,300 characters. It's actually really hard to concisely get your point across when you're talking about these sorts of things in 1,300 characters. So that comments section is really, really important. So yeah, commentary posts, you can be a little nervous about having an opinion on something, but believe me, it makes you stand out. It helps people resonate with you as a person, as a human being, and those that resonate with you are going to continue to resonate with you, and it's going to build on that familiarity. and those that don't resonate with you and those that don't like your opinion, well, you know what? You either probably weren't going to win their business in the first place, or if you did, you'd lose them pretty quick because they would resonate with somebody else and they'd head off over there. Right, educational posts is what most of us are more familiar with. So if you aren't doing educational posts, I think it is probably the simplest, easiest place to start. And that is literally, what is something that you know about, what's something that you're good at, what's something that you do day in, day out, what are the challenges that your audience, what are the challenges that your typical customers face, and give freely. Show them how to deal with that challenge. Show them how to deal with that situation. Give them tips, give them advice. You don't need to do it as a video. You can upload documents to LinkedIn now, right? If you haven't done that, definitely try it. Definitely try uploading a document. So if you've got a PDF, if you've got a handout, anything like that, and you want to try giving and educating, it's a great actual tool to do as an educational post, and you're too nervous to try video, which I do hope that you're going to do this week, by the way, is put together a little guide, throw it on LinkedIn, outline the fact this is, step-by-step instructions on how to do X, and you'll be amazed at the reach and the engagement that you get from that. Right, not necessarily going to get you a whole bunch of leads or help you build an email list. Like if you drove them to your site and they had to submit their email to download it. One strategy that I've seen used quite a lot, and I've tested it out, is say, I have created a 27-point guide on how to do X. If you'd like it, comment blah, blah, blah down below, and I'll send it through to you. That's fine if you don't have a massive following, or if you've got somebody to do some of your donkey work for you. But when I've tested it, having to physically respond to 100, 200 people that said, yes, I want it, can be incredibly time consuming and not necessarily the most productive use of your time. But adding documents to your LinkedIn post, freaking brilliant. It's only recently been released this year, and because of that, LinkedIn is, we're seeing, giving it far greater reach than a lot of other things, because the more reach LinkedIn gives it, then the faster that tool will be adopted. And so if ever you see a new release of a new feature come out, try it, test it, and you'll find that you probably get much further reach and engagement than your normal strategies that you use. Please tell me that there are more coffees. More coffees. Oh God, I'm loving that coffee. Please tell me that there are some questions in and around this week. I can't have done that good a job of putting those modules together. So have a think about those questions. If you're watching the replay, make sure that you comment #replay. And let me know that you jumped on. And also, if you're asking a question watching the replay, make sure you put replay with that as well. And I will endeavor to answer all of those on LinkedIn, either here or in person. Here's one from Paul. Have you tried distributing an article via PDF link? So you're saying a link to a URL, is that right, Paul? A link to a URL with a PDF? No, I haven't, because I'm not a big fan of putting outbound links into the articles or the posts that I'm doing, because I find that the reach tends to go down by about 20 to 30% than if I keep people in and on the LinkedIn platform. So yeah, educational posts. So that's 3 out of the 4, and the 4th one is the one that most of you are probably a little nervous of, but gets, honestly, the biggest impact that you can have, the biggest impact that you can have, that'll get the biggest engagement and help people resonate with you a whole lot more, is through storytelling. And that's telling stories about your own personal journey, or you can almost combine it with a kudos post where you, I'm going to actually chuck this in here. I don't know why that wasn't doing that, but yeah, bizarrely. Anyway, it's all right. Yeah, so really bizarrely, you can combine it with a kudos post where you start to tell a story about the client that you're dealing with, or a job that you're on, and things like that. And you go back to that. I'm giving him some kudos here again, and he's just launched his own program in the States. If anyone else is in the States, go back to that interview that I did with Park Howell and think about that ABT method, that and, but, therefore method, that storytelling post that sets the scene, or what was the situation that you were in that you had a reaction to. And then there's the but something happened that caused something to needed to be addressed. Therefore, this is the action that we took. So yeah, really, really important that you start doing some of these storytelling posts. And it doesn't matter if you are in corporate or if you're in self-employed, storytelling is going to be the biggest, fastest way that you can engage with your target audience and make them want to do business with you. Because remember, while this is a B2B platform, it's human-to-human connection, and it's human-to-human relationships. So we go all the way back to the beginning. People still want to do business with people, and unless they can find things out about you, you're never going to stand out from the crowd, and you're just going to be another one of those shiny asses that blend in with everybody else, posting the same old, and they don't know who you are. They just know what you do. And I want to do work. I want to do business. I want to sign deals with somebody that I like, trust, and adds value to the relationship. That's the LTV, remember? So storytelling is actually probably the most critical thing that you can do to get the fastest traction and get the meetings that are then going to lead to the deals. Yes, you did just hear shiny asses, Rochelle. I know you're not a shiny ass. You're a shining light in the sea of mediocrity that is out there. And yes, we love you. But I am, if all you do is publish the same old crap and copy other people and don't share personal stuff, you're just another shiny ass peddling their wares. I'm quite happy saying that publicly. They do wear different types of trousers and they get shiny because they never get off their ass and out of their seat. My God. So please get out there and do those posts this week. Have a look at the types of posts. There's some examples of posts in there. Really, really important. Right, engagement is key. Engagement is king. But you need to step up and you need to go to that next level and start pushing that content out. Make sure that it's got your own personal spin on it. So even if it is an education post, even if it is a commentary post, your opinion counts. So what is your 2 cents? So even if you're sharing some information that is current and relevant, or a bit of news that's come out, or if it's an announcement from your company, try and add in there, so what does this mean for you? What is my 2 cents on this? My thoughts on this are, have an opinion, make it personal, but go out there to share and to add value. And then all that. Yes. Rochelle Price, you can share your underwear metaphor now if you like. I'd love to hear that one. Yes. So yeah, tell us all about it. But now you've got me intrigued. I'm going to be contacting you straight after this. Sarah Greener, I'm very, very grateful that you're on here. You have, I see you have really upped your game, and you have started pumping out a bit more content on it. What do you mean you're not going to share, Rochelle? Anyway, now that's just getting too far off track. Have a look. If you aren't connected with Sarah or Rochelle, I would definitely suggest looking them up. So they've both commented in the feed below. So Rochelle Price, Sarah Greener, both amazing at what they do, both in the coaching arena, and both a wealth of information. So hey, I'm not the font of all knowledge. I'm good at what I do, but I have to always recognize those that are also good in the areas that they focus on. So if I can implore on all of you as well, if you haven't connected with me yet on LinkedIn, do it. Don't be afraid to connect with me on LinkedIn. God, I love connecting with all you guys. Remember, we have for those of you that can make it to Auckland, on the 9th of May, I'm putting on all the beers and the wine. I'm putting on the pizza and the food. We're gonna have that engagement party. We're gonna catch up. We're gonna actually talk the talk and walk the walk. And we're gonna take this online relationship and we're gonna move it offline. So please, who's already registered or who's going to register and come up for our engagement party, our celebration of the LinkedIn challenge, who's coming up on the 9th of May and is going to attend that, because I'm also going to open it up shortly to members of the January challenge who are also in this Facebook group. So it'd be a great way for you to physically connect with other people that are doing the program and really, really take this to the next level. You only get out what you put into this program. I know that some of you are happy being the LinkedIn lurkers in the background, studying away, doing your thing, and then putting into practice and not engaging here. But trust me, if you talk to Tim, talk to Sarah, talk to Rochelle, talk to Paul, some people from the January cohort, Tomeka, Stu Hartley, Johnny Borland, John Maybury, Suzanne from Accutate. Those are the people that you should be looking at and seeing what they were doing and what they are doing and how they are now just networking beasts that are absolutely smashing it out there, from putting this sort of stuff into place, from actively engaging, and from building on their network, connecting with the other people in this group. This group, I was so passionate about forming this group, because when you're in this group and we form a community around this, you've got a whole bunch of people that are like-minded, that are wanting to support you. So get out there and connect with the other people in this group. Introduce yourself and tell them that you're on the LTV challenge with them and that you want to catch up and follow them and all that sort of stuff. Expand your network, because their network then becomes your network. So anything else that's going on out there, let me know. Feel free to ask questions in the comments below if you are on the replay. For those of you that are catching it on the YouTube replay, feel free to email those questions in, glenn@connector.co.nz, and I will respond to you in person, and I'll also put those questions here in the group and push them out to everybody else, because if one person's got their question, guarantee that out of the 75 of you in this cohort, there's going to be a bunch more that have got the same question. So thanks for tuning in today. Half an hour, not many questions, a little bit of fun banter, but you must be doing everything all right. Awesome. Great to see you sending those connection requests out there, Jonathan. And you and I need to catch up soon. Look at that. See, we're already adding value, building your networks. Well done, guys. Keep the energy levels high. Get out there. Try doing video. If you're nervous about doing video and you live in Auckland and you want to give it a crack, give me a call, send me a message, come into the office, and I will do a one-on-one session with you. I'll make time. I will make time, and I will punch you in the face until you do it. Imperfect action. Excuse the virtual punch in the face. I got in trouble last time I said that in the last cohort. But sometimes that's what we all need. Anyway, thanks all. Whoop, whoop. I will catch you all later. Have a great week. Let's go out there, write those posts, engage, kick ass, and live the LTV way. Peace out. Have a great one. Oh, and 8 days before I go to